Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers. Liam lies about fake Hope reunion, tells Steffy lingerie was for him. The Bold and the Beautiful B&B. Spoilers reveal that Liam Spencer, Scott Clifton, will eventually get updates on Hope Logan's Annika Noel firing, so he may decide to ride to her rescue. Carter Walton, Lawrence St. Victor, has become Hope's new knight in shining armor, but Liam doesn't know that, nor does anyone else for that matter. From Liam's perspective, Hope will be suffering all alone. That could lead to Liam making an impulsive decision that ends up making a bigger mess for Hope. What if Liam drops by Forrester Creations with some forgotten item for Beth Spencer, Jordan Gracie, and gets the news that Hope was given the boot? It's easy to imagine Steffy Forrester, Jacqueline Macinswood, recapping the drama and insisting that Hope couldn't provide a reasonable explanation. Since Hope couldn't offer up the name of the person she planned to seduce in lingerie, Steffy had to assume it was John Finn Finnegan, Tanner Novlin. Liam knows how much Hope's lie matters to her, so he might be willing to sell Steffy a lie to help her out of this jam. What if Liam takes the blame and claims Hope was waiting for him? Liam might pretend he's in the process of rekindling things with Hope and act like they've been keeping it on the down low. Perhaps Liam could suggest they didn't want to get Beth's hopes up, just in case this didn't turn into a full-blown reunion. Liam might play it like he had a pact of silence with Hope until they figured out where their renewed romance might lead. Steffy might still be suspicious and insist Hope could have told her that she was back with Liam. However, Liam could act like Hope was probably wary of rehashing ancient love triangle history and continue making excuses for her. If Liam stepped up for Hope like this thinking he could save her job, what would Hope do? Would Hope play along with Liam's fake rekindled romance claims, or finally come clean about her involvement with Carter Walton, Lawrence St. Victor? There's the potential for this situation to get incredibly messy depending on what Liam does next, so we'll bring you more B&B predictions on his upcoming moves. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers say Liam will inevitably find out Hope's been fired soon, so stay tuned to see how he'll handle it. Liam Spencer stood at the edge of his desk, fingers drumming against the wood as the late afternoon sun cast long gold streaks across Spencer Publications' floor. The tension in his chest felt heavier than any report or contract he had ever had to review. He could barely concentrate on the figures in front of him, not when Steffy Forrester's last words still rang in his ears. "I need clarity, Liam. I can't live in this limbo." It was supposed to be simple, a friendly catch-up between co-parents, but her eyes, a deep, troubled blue, had said so much more. Liam knew she wanted assurance, wanted to understand where his heart lay after the whirlwind months of uncertainty and emotional ping-pong between Steffy and Hope. But he wasn't ready to face the storm of his own indecision. A soft chime interrupted his spiraling thoughts. His phone lit up, and for a split second, he dreaded seeing Hope's name. But it was worse, Steffy. The text was short, just a question. "Can we talk tonight?" He exhaled slowly, already feeling the weight of the lies building on his tongue. Steffy was folding the last of Kelly's tiny clothes when the doorbell rang. The Los Angeles breeze swept in as she opened the door to Liam, his casual smile failing to reach his eyes. He stepped inside, hands tucked in his pockets, eyes darting to the framed photos on the wall of their once shared life. "Hey," he said too cheerfully. "Hey," Steffy replied, crossing her arms protectively. The air between them was taut, electric with unsaid things. She took a step back and motioned toward the living room. "Let's sit." Liam moved awkwardly, his knee brushing against the coffee table as he settled into the plush armchair opposite her. For a moment, silence enveloped them, only broken by the faint hum of the city outside. "So," Steffy started, eyes searching his face, "I've been thinking a lot about us, about where we stand." Liam shifted uncomfortably. Yeah, I know, and I've been thinking too. That's why I wanted to be upfront with you. Her brow arched slightly. Go on. His mind raced, searching for a lifeline, a reason, any reason, to push away the clarity she demanded. His pulse quickened, and suddenly, there it was, the seed of deception. I wanted you to hear it from me, Liam said, voice low and steady. Hope and we're trying again. Steffi's eyes widened, the words hitting her like a cold splash of water. She blinked once, twice, trying to make sense of the sudden, sharp ache in her chest. What? You and Hope? Her voice cracked, carrying disbelief. Liam nodded slowly, regretting the lie as it left his lips but pushing forward nonetheless. It's new, barely started, but we decided to take another shot. Steffi leaned back, her arms dropping to her sides. A smile, small and brittle, flickered across her lips. I see, she said, more to herself than to him. And when did this happen? A week ago, Liam said without missing a beat. The lie felt almost real now, like a living thing between them. Silence reclaimed the room, heavier this time. Steffi's eyes roamed over him, as if searching for any sliver of truth that might contradict his claim. Then her gaze fell on the small paper bag peeking from the top of his coat pocket. The lace, unmistakably delicate, spilled out of its edge. And that? She asked, nodding toward it. Liam followed her gaze and felt a rush of heat creep up his neck. Oh, that, he said with a forced chuckle, plucking it out and placing it on the coffee table. That's actually for Hope. I thought she'd like a surprise. Steffi's jaw clenched, the playful sparkle in her eyes hardening. For Hope? She repeated, each syllable laced with bitterness. The irony was sharp and cruel. Not long ago, he brought her the same type of gift, the same gestures that whispered of passion and shared memories. Yes, he insisted, sticking to the story. She's been stressed with everything happening at Forrester, and I wanted to do something nice. Steffi stood abruptly, the motion so sudden that Liam flinched. Her eyes met his, blazing now with a fire that dared him to continue this charade. Funny, isn't it? How easy it is to switch from one of us to the other, depending on what suits you. That's not fair, Liam started, but she raised her hand, silencing him. Isn't it? Steffi said, stepping closer, her voice low and trembling. You keep us on a string, Liam. Me, Hope, neither of us knows where we truly stand with you. For a moment, he felt exposed, the lie unraveling in the space between them. But the desperation to maintain control over his crumbling world forced him to dig in his heels. I'm trying, Steffi. I'm trying to make sense of all of this, he said, his tone growing defensive. Hope and we've decided to make it work, and I thought you should know before you heard it from anyone else. She studied him, searching for cracks in his facade. But Liam had always been good at weaving half-truths. It was his way of surviving the emotional roller coaster that was his life. Steffi let out a hollow laugh, a sound that cut through the room and left it colder. Thank you for telling me, she said finally. I hope she appreciates the lingerie. He swallowed hard, nodding as he stood up. His feet felt heavy as he walked toward the door, aware of her gaze burning into his back. As the door clicked shut behind him, he leaned against it, eyes closed, and let out a breath he didn't know he was holding. The taste of the lie was bitter on his tongue, but he committed now, set the pieces in motion. Inside, Steffi stood motionless, the silence swallowing the space around her. The echoes of the past merged with the sting of the present, and she wondered how long it would take before Liam's lies caught up with them all.